Glenn the Ball Chef, and today I'm going to be doing some homemade beef jerky. Now, one of the best beef jerkies I've ever eaten was a Thai beef jerky called Nusuan. Translation, I believe, is Heaven's Beef. And I'll tell you what, I've eaten a lot of beef jerky, but this is probably the best beef jerky I've ever had. I used to sun dry it. I have never tried one of these dehumidifiers or dehydrators, excuse me. I went out and bought one of these. I want to try this recipe in this, and I may start getting into doing some beef jerky videos to see how this one turns out. So I'm going to show you the process of how to marinate the meat, what kind of meat you need to choose to make good beef jerky, and we're going to try putting this recipe together and see how it comes out. So let's get started and see what happens here. Okay, if you're to make beef jerky, what you want to do is you don't want to get a real expensive cut of beef. There's too much marbling in it, and if the beef jerky is made correctly, it should last up to about a year. So you want to make strips about this size out of maybe something like a round steak or top round roast, cut maybe 1/4 inch thick. Like I said, without a lot of marbling so that the meat doesn't get rancid. And that's about what we've done here. We've got about a 1.5 pounds of meat cut up. We're going to start out with our first trial run on this recipe. So the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to marinate this meat for about 8 hours in the refrigerator. So I'm going to show you how I put my marinade together for this Nusuan Heaven beef from Thailand. Really good stuff here. So the next shot here is going to be the marination process. The marination process is probably a lot easier than you'd think. We'll take all of our sliced beef, we'll put it into a bowl here, and I've got about 2 tablespoons of lemongrass. And if you've never had this before, it's got a lot of citrus flavor to it. We're going to put in about 2 tablespoons of chopped lemongrass. I've got 2 tablespoons of just regular brown sugar, and then got some coarse salt, coarse pepper, and we'll pepper this thing up pretty good. Probably about 2 tablespoons ought to do it. I think a lot of pepper on my jerky. You can't over pepper this. We're getting pretty close to 2 tablespoons right there. Now, if you want to kick this thing up a little notch, you can add some of this ground hot Thai chili, which I like a little bit of kick to my jerky. So I'm going to put in what I think would be good, which would be about a tablespoon of that. And then we're going to add some salt, which is going to act as a curing agent, and of course make the meat taste good. We'll put in about 1.5 tablespoons of salt. And then I'm going to kick this up with about 1 tablespoon of good quality numpla, some Thai fish sauce. I'm going to put right into that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to thoroughly mix the meat and all of our marinade together here. I want to make sure that each piece is thoroughly covered. Cleanliness is very important when making jerky, because we're not going to be really cooking this. We're going to be hydrating it. I've made this in the sun. I don't know, it just never really seemed all that healthy. You get all these flies running around it. And with these new dehydrators, I'm very interested to see how the results of this come out. So the best thing, after this is thoroughly mixed up, is to put it into the ice box here and let all this lemongrass and black pepper and salt infused into this meat real good. We'll give it another stirring here in about 2 hours, and make sure that all of the flavors are infused. So we'll come back here in a few hours, check this out, and let it go for a few more hours, and we'll start putting this jerky recipe together. Alright, so the dehydrator that I purchased is a Nesco American Harvest. It's a food dehydrator and jerky maker. You can make all kinds of herbs and spices, fruits, vegetables, meats, fish, and of course beef jerky, which is what we're doing today. We're making the omnipresent Thai heaven beef jerky recipe. So what we're going to do is we're going to load this dehydrator up with the meat, and I'll show you exactly how this thing goes. Inside there's different racks. The air circulates around, and for meat we'll be working at about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take our jerky and we're going to lay this jerky up onto the racks, and we'll build each piece of meat up here so that you're going to get plenty of air going around them, flattening them out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do this, and when I get this thing loaded up, I'll come back and show you the next step. Alright, we've got our jerky maker filled up with, wow, look at all that beautiful beef in there. Put this little top on here. This will help the air circulate throughout the entire sections here. We'll plug this guy in, and set this up to 160 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll come back in about 7 hours and see what we produced. Alright, we've had this going here for about 6 hours. Let's see what we've got going on here. Wow, look at that. That's beef jerky. Well, the instructions say that I need to put this into the oven now for about a half an hour, and what we're going to do is I'm going to put this in here. It says it'll reduce the chances of salmonella. How about all that? So I'm going to put this in here. I made this stuff and never put it in the oven before, and I never got sick, but I'm going to follow the instructions. I'm going to pop this in here for about a half an hour, 160, and we'll take this out and give it the old taste test. And there it is, the heavenly beef. If you're a big beef jerky lover, this is a recipe you gotta try. I think the only thing missing here is a big tall glass of Singha, a little bit of Thai beer, maybe a little Mekong, a little whiskey to go with this. This stuff goes real good with alcoholic beverages. It goes good by itself. I've never made it in a beef jerky dehydrator before, so I'm going to give this stuff a try. I know this stuff's going to be good. Man, it's got all that sweetness and spiciness and lemongrass. Wow, I'll tell you what, and I made it all myself. Big pile of beef jerky like that probably cost every bit of $15 in the store. Wasn't hard to do. So if you're a big beef jerky liker or lover, you want to try using venison or beef or whatever, I think this would work great with either one. Give this recipe a try. It's very, very tasty. I appreciate you coming in, checking out my channel. Got some crazy things going on here as usual. Like it if you like the recipe. Sub to my channel. I always appreciate a new sub. And as the Balls Chef always says, bon appetit.